Good evening. If I were a criminal, I'd be known as the Napoleon of Crime, because I'm quite short and smell of onions. But let's meet 6 minds cleverer than mine. It's our new teams. And they are. On my right, Evan Lynch, a PhD student who can play the trumpet upside down. George Charlson, an economist who was awarded a Blue Peter badge when he wrote to complain about the lack of science on the series. And their captain, Frances Clark Murray, a trainee teacher who was once given an egg by a Mitford sister. United by a passion for putting, they are the golfers. Frances, there hasn't been much golf for the last year or so. What do you miss most about it when you're not playing?
I think just getting out of the house is the main thing we miss nowadays. We miss the wind rushing through our hair.
Well, you may enjoy the tumbleweed that follows many of my remarks in this studio, could recreate the feeling of the course. Good luck. You will be playing this evening on my left. Harry Kanagaratnam, a doctor specialising in child mental health who enjoys playing 18th century Italian folk songs on the mandolin. James True, a classics graduate who once accidentally had breakfast with the Honduran national football team. And their captain, Lucy Harry, a law graduate who owns all 130 issues of the Animals of Farthing Wood series magazine. United in their concern for conservation, they are the wildlifers. So, Lucy, how do you all know each other?
Harry's my husband and I work with James.
And are you an existing quiz team or are you trying it for the first time now?
We've both done quizzes together separately and James did the quiz at our wedding.
Oh, is it definitely a good idea to have a quiz at a wedding? What about all the arguments that break out? Good luck tonight. Your opponents won the toss, but they've decided to put you in first. So please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Horned viper, please.
OK, the horned viper will kick off the game. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
No idea. No,
Yeah.
well.
Next?
No.
Next, please. Do you think that's when maybe they were sort of discovered?
It's too late for New Zealand.
Maybe.
Next, please.
Yeah.
When they were given that name, do you think? Or was that too late for you guys?
Oh, that's possible.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to take it there?
What's the seat? Oh.
No, it's just what's
Oh, so,
connection,
yeah.
given that name in that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for that.
Were they given that name that they have in the bottom of the clue in the year at the top of the clue?
It's a very good guess, and I'd like to craft a question with that theme, but this is not that question. So I'm going to show the 4th clue to the golfers for a possible bonus point.
Are these when women got the right to vote in these places?
I will give you the point. It is to do with women's suffrage. Not all women. In the case of New Zealand in 1893, it was. USA, it was white women in 1920 and 1918 in the UK. You had to have certain property qualifications and be over 30. Kingdom of Hawaii, that is when their constitution first came into being. When that constitution first came to be, they somehow forgot to specifically say that women couldn't vote. That happened later. That happened later. A queen was deposed and new people came in and they said, oh, it's time we wrote in that women couldn't vote. But in various forms, women's suffrage fumbled into being in those places in those years. Well done, you get the bonus and your own question. What would you like?
Can we have the 2 reads, please?
Yes, you can. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Detectives. It was John Patterson.
Yeah, it's around it.
could be,
Okay,
yeah.
let's go next.
Next, please.
That's our
We have a remake film.
I don't think there was a remake of Bergerac.
Yeah, let's try next.
Next, please.
EastEnders.
Is it to do with the title sequences, maybe?
No, because I mean EastEnders just has a
think-
London
yeah,
shot.
I
that's
don't
on
know.
me.
Shall we take that?
Next, please. Yeah, it is title sequences and maps, right?
Yeah. That
Oh,
would
yeah,
work,
they have maps.
Yeah,
not
it
titles.
does.
Do the title sequences of these shows all contain maps?
Yes, they do. What do we see specifically in those title sequences?
In EastEnders, we see sort of London. Game of Thrones is Westeros. Dad's Army is Britain with the arrows representing the British and the Nazis. And Bergerac, I don't think any of us have ever seen.
Bergerac is set on Jersey, so we start with England and France and sort of zoom into Jersey. EastEnders, it's that overhead shot, isn't it, of the Thames, sort of aerial map, which went through various changes, as you'll know if you watch Series 16 of Only Connect, and I certainly hope you did. We learned about all the interesting changes to that title sequence, but they all show locations or maps. Well done. Back to you, wildlifers, what would you like?
Lion, please.
Lion. OK, what is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Solomon Islands.
Yeah, all those. Yeah.
Next, please.
Larry.
Characters and something.
Could be characters or something.
Yeah. King.
Do we need another?
Next, please.
And I think Larry and something. Solomon and something.
Judy. Can I get the last one?
Yeah. King.
Next, please.
King. I think it's King.
King.
Yeah.
King.
And remind me, King Punch.
James. Got any ideas?
Punch King.
I'm afraid they are not all kings. So there's another bonus chance for you golfers.
Are they all the names that form part of idioms? So as wise as Solomon, as happy as Larry, pleased as Punch, rich as Croesus?
Exactly right. They are names in comparative idioms, ending with as rich as Croesus, as you will be if you win this show. Really? Again? Scratch that. Well done. You get another bonus point for that answer. And what question would you like?
Can we have the Eye of Horus, please?
Yes, you can. It's the music question. You'll be hearing your clues. What connects them? Here's the first.
No, it's not.
Anything?
I don't know.
Next, please.
These wings to fly are gonna last forever. 'Cause woman by woman,
It's probably going to be a title thing.
It's hearsay or
and I
something like
touch
that,
the
isn't it?
sky
I think.
whenever
I don't
Next,
know.
please.
It's not. I'm not just mishearing this. Is it you two?
Yeah, I think it might be, yeah.
Next, please.
It's what?
It's famous. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, try it.
2 seconds.
Yeah, go with it.
Are these bands and musical things named after planes?
I'm afraid that is not the answer. So there's a bonus chance for you now, wildlifers.
Colours.
That's not it either. What do you think we heard?
We are purely going on the basis that we think we heard U2 for the third clue. And then maybe the fourth one might have been the B-52s.
It isn't planes. It is things that fly. Insects. Etymology. It was U2, the fly. We heard Puccini's Madame Butterfly. Second one, Honey to the Bee, Billy Piper. The Fly, U2. And the last one, Ant Music, Adam and the Ants. Insects. Entomology was the link. So no points there. But wildlifers, you may choose a question. What would you like?
Water, please.
Water. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
London. Next one, please.
Don't mean anything to me.
No, not
Next,
that
please.
bit.
Sounds like some sort of church thing, doesn't it?
That sounds churchy.
It could be Roman emperors
Check out the last one.
with IAN at the end of the.
Oh, yeah.
So the end of the first word, you add IAN, and that's how long.
We think they're Roman emperors if you add IAN, and that's the amount of time they were emperor for.
You've got your first points. Two of them, in fact, come in after 3 clues. You didn't need Hydra, the final clue. You add Ian or IAN at the end of their names to get emperors. Well done. My daughter's doing the Romans at school. She's only 5, and she's doing the Romans. And I referred to the Emperor Julius Caesar, and she said, "Oh, he wasn't an emperor." And I said, "Of course he was an emperor." No, he wasn't. And I looked it up, and he wasn't. And let me tell you, it was an absolute lifetime low point for my intellectual self-confidence. 5 years old. I tweeted on there. This was this terrible moment where my daughter put me straight, and I got a tweet back from Mary Beard, very kindly saying, well, he was on the cusp. Suetonius does make him the first of the 12 Caesars.
So that's what you
I thought about, who's a trainee teacher? You're a trainee teacher. I thought, that is a born teacher. Not only does Mary Beard put me straight, but just kindly and encouragingly, you're not that wrong. But also, in her spare time, what she wants to do is go onto the internet and tell people about Roman emperors. I mean, she's absolutely devoted to the craft of teaching. So well done, wildlifers. That's your first points of the game. And golfers, it's back to you for the last clue, the twisted facts. I think it'll be the picture question. What do these picture clues have in common? Here's the first.
It's biscotti. But then what's in there are almond.
It's going to have a special name, isn't it?
No, it's biscotti. But it's
Yeah.
got an almond. Then think
next,
what's
please.
next.
Die.
Not getting anything.
Next, please.
Panini. Well, they're normally known by their plural accidentally, like with
Right,
Panino,
yeah.
not Panini, etc.
These are things that are commonly known by their plural but shouldn't be.
Exactly so. You didn't need to see the last picture. What's in the last picture?
Paparazzo.
A paparazzo.
Yeah.
People would say biscotti, dice. I mean, people say a dice so often now that I think probably that's come into being as the correct thing. Panino or panini and a paparazzo. Rarely used singulars. Well done. That means at the end of round 1, the wildlifers have 2 points, the golfers have 5. Sequences time now. What comes forth in a sequence? And wildlifers, you'll be going first. Which question would you like?
Corn viper, please.
OK, I will show you the first in a series of clues. What would you expect to see in the 4th clue? Your time starts now.
Could be number of players on the team. Oh, well,
So no, or number of points you get for scoring.
Next, please. Anything about Hellenic?
No.
Take another.
Next, please.
1 and a third. Is it the average number of points that you could score in different ways, averaged maybe?
Yeah, because you can get a 3 and a 1.
That
Yeah.
wouldn't be quite that, would it?
Yeah, so, and also it's a
Yeah,
sequence, so
sequence.
what would be the last thing? Feels like it's 2, so maybe something that you can...
2 seconds.
Any sports with 2 points? Polo, 2.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Golfers, do you want to try for a bonus?
Is it 1.5 rugby league?
It is not 1.5 rugby league. You're unlucky. 1.5 football would have been an acceptable answer. It is the time the match takes to play expressed in quite an annoying fashion. So, handball is played in 2 30-minute halves, making 1 hour. Hurling, 2 35-minute halves, making 1.166666 of an hour. Rugby union, 2 40-minute halves, 1.3333. So we need something that is played in 90 minutes, or 1.5 of an hour, for example, football. So no points there, but you may choose your own question. What would you like?
Can we have the line, please?
Yes, you can. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Anomalous and verbal.
There's like nothing.
It's like the British line.
Next
something
sequence.
like that, isn't it?
That's 2.
That's 2.
Two.
So,
So,
is that to the TUC? But no, that wouldn't make sense.
we go next.
Next.
Next, please.
German car company, Volkswagen, BMW. How many symbol? Like maybe it's the symbol. So 4
rings,
rings,
maybe?
5 rings, the Olympics, maybe. But I don't think Sainsbury's clothing label maybe has 3 rings. I think we should go with that unless you
Something
have
with
something
3
else.
rings.
No, it would be 5 rings, right? Because it's 4, it's going up.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
2
know.
seconds.
Is it the Olympic Games?
Not it, I'm afraid. So wildlifers, a bonus chance for you.
Harry thinks a Coldplay album.
No, it's, well, I was going to say sex chromosomes, XY.
Is the right answer. Either of them would do. We want something denoting XY. There is a Coldplay album of that name. What's the sequence?
So it's just letters moving forward. So XY, VW for the German company car, TU for
For
the...
Sainsbury's.
That's right. We're just going through the alphabet, starting with organisation with motto nullius in verba. That's RS, the Royal Society. Do you know what it means, nullius in verba?
No, it's nothing in words, something like that.
That sort of thing. Take nobody's word for it.
Okay.
And it's called that apparently because, I read here, it's an expression of the determination of fellows to withstand the domination of authority and to verify all statements by an appeal to facts determined by experiment. Those were the days, weren't they? Facts determined by experiment. RS, TU, VW, and wanted something denoting XY. Well done. You get the bonus and your own question. What would you like?
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please.
Well done.
Next, please. Treasure chest.
Anything with those words?
Nothing to
or-
do with the seasons. No. Spring
Next to the words.
Start.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Golfers, do you want to have a go?
First pearl.
Is the right answer. And why?
They're the last words of the titles of Pirates of the Caribbean films going backwards.
Yes, they are. Do you know all the titles?
Yeah, so Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, and On Stranger Tides, and fifth would be Salazar's Revenge.
Very impressive. Have you seen them all?
Never seen any of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you know all the titles?
You're missing
A
it.
misspent youth.
I mean, or a correctly spent youth, I suppose. Very impressive knowledge. What would you like for your own question?
Can we have the twisted flax, please?
Yes, you can. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
So this is his Roman numerals. It's a bit easy, but
they're not
next
I
page.
think it'll just be... No, it's not. No greater than
Is it going to be greater than? It's going to be something else.
E, 2E.
Or above even.
No, we need to get the other one, aren't we?
Yeah.
Next, please.
So it's E greater than S because it's more and less. More.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, well done.
E greater than S.
Is the right answer. Well done. What's this sequence?
Evan?
So the first letter in each clue spells out the word more, which is greater than less, which is spelled by the second letter in each clue.
Exactly so. Well done. Do you know the alligator method of learning the more than less than symbol?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I still use it.
Explain to me the method.
So the symbol is an alligator's mouth, and it always wants to eat the biggest thing.
I've always found that more difficult to remember than just more than, less than. Back to you, wildlifers. Last choice this round. Which is it to be?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Another?
Next, please.
Is it always
Do you think this is the
going
Democrats that
backwards?
lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Who would it have been?
Unless it's Secretary of State.
Go. Do you want to take another
No,
one?
yeah, no,
Next,
no, no,
please. Sorry, James.
Oh, yeah. So is it Secretary of State?
Could be, because I don't think he's lost.
Is that Rice? Is that Condoleezza Rice? Was it
Could be,
Condoleezza Rice?
yeah. Could be. 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Condoleezza Rice.
Not it, I'm afraid. Golfers, do you know?
Is it Mike Pompeo?
It is Mike Pompeo. I think you know the sequence, which is US Secretaries of State, and you thought we were going backwards. But we're going forwards. Hillary Rodham Clinton was the Secretary of State for Obama, then John Kerry in the next term. Rex Tillerson was the first Secretary of State under Donald Trump, and then Mike Pompeo was next. So well done for knowing the sequence, but not the right name. You got that for the points. And the last question of the round, the water question. What would come forth in this picture sequence? Here's the first.
Terminal, so it's like airport, but Gatwick or something like that.
Next, please.
But I'm not sure.
Any ideas
I
who that
don't
was?
recognise that person. An actor, a model, maybe?
Next, please.
Okay. Is that...
That's like a weird rip-off of Reddit, but it's not.
It's like a cat. Cat.
Oh.
A-A-T.
Gat.
Yeah.
After extra time. No, that doesn't.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah. What were you going to
I
say?
have nothing.
a picture of a goose,
And why would that be?
because a goose was the first thing that came into my mind when trying to guess something at random.
In that case, I'm afraid I can't accept your answer. Wildlifers, do you know?
Can you think of a word? It's something beginning with G-O-T.
For example,
For example, Gotham City.
I will take that answer. You golfers are extremely unlucky. Had you said goose because it begins with G-O, I would have miserably given you the point because I wanted to hear G-O-T, but I would have thought, well, you've sort of solved it, but no. What are we looking at?
So Gatwick, which starts G-A-T. Gethin Jones. I
It's
think
lovely
it is.
Gethin Jones at Clue
G-E-T.
2.
And then presumably that's some sort of.
It's GitHub, the software company, software hosting company, and we've got a picture of course, the musician Gautier. He's an Australian musician. Apparently, his real name is Walter de Becker, but Walter is Gautier in French, and he's called himself that, but he doesn't spell it correctly. He spells it G-O-T-Y-E. What a convoluted set of name changes. What do you think of that, Lucy?
Well, who would do that?
It's not a coincidence, is it, that your surname is your husband's first name?
No, it's not. But I didn't really fancy Canagaratnam and spelling it every time on the phone, so I just changed my name to Harry instead.
I took Mitchell because I was bored of having to spell Coren to people. And because I was so in love and proud to be part of my husband's family. But Coren, people get it right one time in 1,000. That means at the end of round 2, the wildlifers have 4 points, the golfers have 9. It's the grim inevitability of the connecting wall. Welcoming words for you golfers. You'll be going first this time. Would you like lion or water?
Can we have the lion wall, please?
Yes, you can. 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
Okay, so Scarface films.
Hateful
It's
Eight.
Donald
Bradman,
Sutherland, Pleasant, Glover.
Yeah,
Like Glover and Pleasant.
Tusk as
Rush,
well.
maybe a person as well.
Donald Trump as
Yeah.
well, probably. Okay, so Trump's a cars, Glover.
Grampus is...
Grampus is a Japanese film.
Hateful Eight, Nagoya Grampus 8.
8.
Yeah,
After 8.
Yeah.
And,
Figure 8.
figure 8, yeah.
And there'll be something else.
Phase 8, is that a thing?
Phase 8, something not specific.
Come on, let's think about other things while Francis
Coty, is that Coty and Glover have items of
rough,
clothing in?
Coty
No,
as
but
well.
it's like specifically
It's
in the word.
Glover.
in the words.
So,
Scarface, scarf, and...
Scarface and hateful hat.
Yeah.
Well done.
3 lives now.
Okay, so
So-
what's it going to be? So we've got the
Eights.
8s, and what's the other one? So finesse.
Grampus.
So put the 8s in that we
Figure
think.
after.
Okay.
So it's not duck 8.
I think phase 8 is more likely.
Finesse is a card term, I think.
Finesse is also...
So it could be, yeah, well, Trump is obviously a card term.
Is it a specific thing, like
A duck
Whist
is
or-
like getting 0, maybe. No,
Yeah.
because that doesn't work with.
zero?
So rough is like a dog.
thing round the neck.
So we tried phase before, didn't we?
not with this group.
Okay. I mean, I can't think of anything else for Grampus. So.
Yeah, let's just take them out for now and see.
No, I think it's working out what the other ones
Yeah,
are.
that's what I'm thinking. I think card terms is probably our best bet.
Card get terms, or is it scoring 0, I
Right,
guess?
so
But Trump
what's
is
the
not
other
really.
8? Phase 8?
We tried that, didn't we?
No,
we
we didn't.
You've solved the wall. Very well done. What about the connections? Sutherland and so on?
They're Donalds.
They are all Donalds, that's right. And the next group, hateful, Scarface and so on?
At the start of the words are items of winter clothing.
Exactly so. Hat, scarf, glove, coat at the beginning. And the next group, figure, phase, after, Grampus.
They can all be succeeded by the word 8.
That's absolutely right. And the last group, duck, rough, finesse, trump.
Are they all
Terms from a
terms
card
in card games?
I need to hear something specific.
Bridge is Trump,
Yeah,
isn't it?
bridge.
They are from the game of bridge. That means you've got all the connections as well as all the groups, and you get the bonus is a total of 10 points. Very well done. Let's bring in their opponents now, give them the water wall and see how they get on. You have 2.5 minutes to solve your wall, starting now.
A karma, mantra,
Yes, Dharma is also
dharma,
Nirvana.
Zen. Yeah, Nirvana. Cagney and Lacey. Is it
Morkamindi.
Rizzoli also a half of a...
Morkamindi's half of something.
Yeah.
And Wallace.
So Rizzoli
Rizzoli.
and Wallace. Oh, Dharma and Greg as well, isn't it? So Dharma,
Rizzoli,
Mork and Cagney.
Mort, Cagney. Nope. Scott and Bailey as well. Cagney, Rizzoli. Nope.
What else is
What
there?
else?
Is jam, are these, like, jam is like lamb?
Yeah,
chicken is
beef is like
chicken.
beef.
Yeah, beef. Oh, I forgot this one. Chicken. Pork.
There you go.
3 lives now.
So we've
Do you want to
got
highlight a few?
Lauren Laverne. Are there DJs, maybe?
Sean Ryder.
Sean Ryder.
Or Billy
well,
Greg
they've
Wallace.
been in bands, I suppose, Lauren Laverne and
Oh,
Sean
yes.
Ryder. Try Cagney and Lacey. Scott and Bailey.
There's Laverne and Shirley as well, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Laverne and Shirley. And what did you say? Dharma. And then
Dharma
what would
and
the other
Greg.
ones be? Are they all Sean's? Sean Wallace.
Yes, well
Sean
done.
Ryder.
Yeah, well done.
Sean Williamson. John Bailey, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Bailey, Ryder, Williamson and Wallace?
Yeah.
Yes.
You solved the wall. Very well done. And you solved it exactly the same amount of time as your opponents.
Oh.
Interesting. Let's see if you know the connections. Tell me about the first group. Karma and so on.
They're sort of Buddhist concepts.
They are terms from Buddhism, exactly so. And the next group, reef, mork, jam, thicken.
If you change the beginning, then it's meat.
Exactly so. Beef, pork, lamb, chicken. Williamson, Ryder, Wallace, Bailey.
They're all Sean's.
Yes, they are. Who are those Seans?
Sean Williamson is Barry out of EastEnders, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Sean Ryder's out of the Happy Mondays.
Sean Wallace is that from The Chase?
Sean Wallace is one of the chasers.
Yeah.
And Sean Bailey, Conservative candidate for Mayor of London. The last group, Rizzoli, Cagney and so on.
One half of TV duos.
They are all the first halves of TV duos. So you found all the groups, you gave me all the connections. That is a total of 10 points. Well done. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The wildlifers have 14 points, the golfers have 19 points. We're going to play the missing vowels round, teams. So, fingers on the buzzers. I can tell you that the first group of disguise clues are all things that could be used to stop a vampire. Wildlifers?
Wooden stake.
Correct. Golfers?
Crucifix.
Always useful. Lesser-known vampire stopper, an abacus. Next clue. Wildlifers?
Garlic bread.
Correct. Next category, they're all associated with the 13th century. Golfers?
Magna Carta.
Correct. Golfers?
The Mongol Empire.
Yes, it is. Golfers?
The building of Harlech Castle.
Surely the most famous one. Golfers?
The Sixth Crusade.
Of course. Next category, popular activities during lockdown. Wildlifers?
Quizzing on Zoom.
Yes, it is. Golfers?
Watching Tiger King.
I know I did. Golfers?
Doing PE with Joe Wicks.
I know I didn't. Golfers?
Buying toilet rolls.
There was no such thing as too many. It's the end of the round, and looking at the final scores, straight through to the next round with 27 points, it's the golfers. Very well played. Finishing on 17, the wildlifers, you're also through to the next round, but it's a different next round. You're taking a more meandering journey, enjoying the wildlife and the scenery as you go. And coming up later on BBC Two, it's the next instalment of Michael Portillo's Britain Through Its Confectionery. Michael continues his attempts to recreate retro sweets in his own kitchen. If you liked his nut clusters, you're going to love his curly whirly. We'll be seeing that later on BBC Two.